So, starting this episode with a big level 75 construction. Basically what I've decided to do is buy some upgrades for the fort, and this can be something I just do in my AFK time. I was actually going to do it while editing videos, but then I realised I've got some time to play, so why not play? So, I just finished that one. That is the Tier 2 workshop. The Tier 2 workshop is actually pretty good value in my opinion. 21,000k XP and only 20 teak frames, which at the minute I'd probably say that's like 550k, and I'm sat on like 1,000 of them as well. Whereas like when you look at the workshop tier 3, you're gonna get 140k XP, but then you're gonna have to spend 48 U frames to get it. And the U frames at the minute, if we're conservative and say like 70,000, that's about 3.5 mil. 3.5 mil for that. I suppose really it's kind of, well, it's very similar really, because 500k here and it's 7 times the XP. Yeah, I suppose that's kind of sort of going rate, but you'd make the tier 3 one a lot quicker. But yeah, fair enough. That's pretty much going to be a level or two though, so that's really nice. 75 construction is also going to give us the requirements for Plague's End and Nomad's Elegy. Also as well, pretty big, a Gilded Altar, which now has weight to it because again, the Chaos Altar is no more, unless you've got the Elite Wilderness Diary, which we are quite far away from. So the Gilded Marble Altar is definitely something we want to go and build for the future, because that's how we're pretty much going to train our prayer. And welcome to another episode of Grab the Hog. So in terms of plans for this one, we've got quite a lot of quests to do in our downtime. We've also got a lot of combat to be doing. We pretty much used all of our charms last episode and got level 39 summoning. So the plan for this episode is to stockpile some more. We've decided that going forward, we're just simply going to focus on Mage and get Mage to level 60 to get probably the best tier of weapon for a little while in the form of the God Staff, along with the Mage Arena Cape. And by doing a quest tonight, What Lies Below, we can then use Dagon High Armor, which is going to be our best like power armor for a little bit, because we've not done Friendly Trials, we can't use Skeletal. So that's going to pretty much be our setup, and then we'll sort of like bleed into the melees a little bit. The cave bugs are actually weak to melees and crush, so it could be a really good idea, at least for going forward, to train our melee stats there. And then once we're sort of a high level, maybe once we're in like the 80 combat, we'll go and find the cockroach soldiers and then see what we can do in terms of crimsons. Or we go and try the cow fights for blue charms as well. But big progress in the past couple of episodes. We've really trained our agility. Summoning again is flown up as well as combat. So we're really starting to jump in a bit deeper and really starting to sort of get towards that mid-game tier as well. So yeah, what I've basically got here is the Town Hall and the Chapel. I forgot to do the Command Center because I need some Willow frames for that. Now, the reason why the Town Hall is important is because the Town Hall unlocks the next in the Fort 3 storyline, so you need the Town Hall to be available. But not only that, Aster will start accumulating rested XP, and this can be used on any sort of skill. For me, it's going to be Agility, because I think Agility is going to be the best value for that as well. So yeah, really happy with the account. I'm just going to sort of finish this Town Hall and then we can move on from there. In terms of what I'm going to be doing next, it will either be combat or some forms of quests, but we will report back on what we're doing. So there we go with trip 1 for today, and I'm pretty much going to finish my recording time for today. Everything else I'm going to do on the account today will literally be on laptop time or pure AFK time. So I've got a couple of things to chase for sort of today and sort of tomorrow. I might go and do some more combat, but again, combat I still need to keep a little bit of an eye on, because occasionally the cave bugs will attack me. I am in pretty poor armor and also weak to their main combat style, which is range, so I do need to keep a little bit of an eye on them. But again, for 4 doses of potion, 136 green charm, 44 golds and 7 crimsons really isn't that bad. Also come with a nice little spirit gem haul as well of 2 sapphires and my first ruby on the account. These will come in very beneficial, not quite yet, but definitely later on down the line, we'll definitely get some value out of these spirit gems, but we are starting to ramp up how many of them we're going to get. So what I've noticed is, in terms of the XP we got from that trip, it wasn't anything crazy, so I really think we'll stick there till 60, and I'm going to set myself actually a level target so I can see how far away I am. And then after that, we'll look at some different ways to go and train magic anyway, but it's pretty nice to be fair. We're racking up on charms, and we can do another dump of summoning after we've done level 60 mage. And then that kind of should wrap up both the mage and hopefully the summoning chapter. I won't get to where I want to at the minute, which is like 68, 69 summoning, but we can definitely get a nice chunk of levels from there as well. In terms of what I'm going to do tonight as well, I've still got some stuff to do in the fort. That's nice to upgrade. Again, I can still do things like make some refined planks and frames. I've got to make some frames for the workshop upgrade. Still can do a little bit of smithing, and then as well, lots of quests to do tonight. A couple I've got in mind is going to be the desert storyline, so Stolen Hearts, because again, I've mentioned it a few times now, I want to go and get Smoke and Kills done as soon as possible. What lies below is going to give us access to the Havenhythe armor, which again will be very nice. Troll Stronghold is a nice 10k lamp again, which can go on agility, which will be really decent. Beneath Cursed Ties, because it's nearly the end of the month and you do the Oyster every month, so that'd be really nice. And as well, a 10k combat XP lamp, which will more than likely go on range because it should definitely get it up from there, which is decent. And then there's some other stuff as well. The feud would be really nice because that's going to be a lot of thieving XP. And there's some other like quests dotted around as well. I think one of the glow free quests gives like 10k magic XP. I don't know which one it is. But yeah, so that gives like 10k magic XP. I've also got Watchtower, which is still 15k XP. But yeah, just literally just chop away at quests. Quests are never going to be something I'm just going to absolutely smash out all in one go. Doing them in this little like chunk at a time is nice because I can almost like get used to what quests I've done, see which quests I can still work on to improve the account and move forward. So we are back with a little bit of an update just to round this video off. So last night we did a stint at the cave bugs again. Probably did about 2 trips, but some decent charms coming from that as well. 277 green charms is really nice. And I price checked some beaver pouches last night, and they did have a buy price of about 6,000 coins, which I've just put some into selling in the Grand Exchange over the sort of a period to see if they do sell, because if they do, rather than turn them into scrolls, I'll run them back and forward to the bank and I'll make some decent money off that. I think for a beaver pouch, you're roughly going to be looking about 3,000 coins. If I bought the logs, I could quite happily go and woodcut my own logs and get the XP from that and sort of like make some money from that. But that's an option going forward. I do think that like green charms, especially for like the mid-game summoning sort of levels, are pretty good in terms of profit as well. But what I've just been doing for a little bit of editing time this morning is doing some more smithing. We are just going to crack under 100k till level 74. Last night from doing our little bit of mage training, we got level 55 magic, which is really nice. That is high alch. High alch is a pretty big spell to get for us to make a little bit of profit if we ever wanted to. Not that I think it's worthwhile using to train magic, but high alching just means if there's any items we've got in the bank from smithing or whatever and want to alch profit, we can actually just do it ourselves now. So we are getting towards level 60, 92k, which will probably be like 2 or 3 hours worth of cave bugs. They aren't the greatest XP in the world, but especially like when they're pumping these kind of charms out, I just don't think I can really ignore them at the minute. And maybe going forward, do a little bit more money making and we'll buy some scrimshaws of Vampirism. And we'll probably just camp out base 50s in terms of our melee stats as well. Because they're weak to crush, I think all I'll probably do is just use like a Warhammer or something of a crush based weapon to go and get some bonus in terms of that. But really, really happy. I think in the next episode, we're going to go and look at doing some things for war. So we're going to have to go and do some boss kills just to unlock the teleport, because I think wars without the teleport is not really worth it anyway. We want to be able to teleport in. And yeah, maybe like a Reaper task of Dagonoth Kings or something like that, where we can just go and kill Rex. Could be a nice little thing to have there as well. So in terms of the charms, they're really nice. I've just been doing a little bit of smithing, but if I throw these charms and these maces into the bank, as you can see, the Crimson Charm stack is growing. It is getting there, but I'm not going to touch them until we're at least like in the late 40s, early 50s. Something else I've done today, if you have a look at my fort, we now have a chapel, we now have a town hall, and we now have the station or centre or whatever it is. I can't remember what it was. But that's where you can go and do your Throne of Miscellany, which is nice. It just means we've got a bit more towards the fort now. I now get rested XP. So when you have a town hall, you can go and speak to Aster, and any XP you kind of gather by scaling the fort or whatever is then converted into bonus XP. Admittedly, I've just got 1.2k. It's not genuinely a lot. But if you think that's going to be a form of bonus XP for basically just skilling in the fort, it's going to be really worthwhile doing. So that's going to be nice going forward. And in terms of where we're going, I'm now going to go away on holiday for a couple of days. So progress is only going to be limited to the AFK stuff. I might just basically set myself a goal of getting 60 mage so we can then continue. We're going to get the God Staff, going to get the Mage Cape, and then also we'll have a buttload of charms to go and level up our summoning level. Like I said before, I really don't think we're far off sort of getting summoning to where I want it to be. And if we're going to go and do things like cockroach soldiers or go and try the cow fights, maybe it's worth doing some familiarization as well to go and get that as well. But what I'm happy with is there's no pressure now to go and do monthlies, because we did monthlies a couple of episodes ago as well, which is really nice. That's all ticked off. And I'll just do some general admin stuff on the account. So things like my beehives, just to make sure we're doing that to get our farming level up. And just doing some things which I'd naturally do anyway. So a little bit of construction, a little bit of smithing, and maybe just a bit of mage to tie it all up as well. However, going to wrap this video up. Again, what I'll try and do is all of the AFK stuff I'm going to do while I'm in the airport lounges or while I'm waiting for stuff or when I'm in the hotel, I'm just going to kind of combine into one video, just so when I do come back, rather than what it was last time where we did like 2 or 3 days of just pure AFK, not really that interesting stuff, I want to jump straight back into it, pick it back up, and I think the war content should be very good to go and level up as well. And not only that, hopefully we can get some really big upgrades in terms of arms and stuff as well, because I think that makes a monumental difference to combat, especially in Runescape 3, and I think it would be really, really nice to do that as well. But I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for sticking with the series as well. I know at points we have been a little bit too AFK and not really doing much of the fun content stuff, but I'm hoping that over the next couple of weeks we'll get Havenhythe and we can really delve in with some content as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed. Thank you as always for your support. It really does mean the world to me. Go and check out the community tab, because I'm sure by the time this is up, I've put some videos up of my sort of sightseeing around Vienna. And hopefully it's nice for you guys to see as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.